All right, guys, welcome to the Media Hijacked podcast. I'm your host, Billy Walters, and joining me is Chris, Unholy Jesus.
What's up, America? What's up, universe? What's up?
Welcome, guys, and welcome back to another episode number 38.
Oh, yeah.
For you guys listening to us on iTunes, you guys can join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Media Hijacked. That's if you guys want to join us. Be a part of the chat.
Hell yeah.
Come talk with us. We talk with you guys. We read chat. We actually read the chat.
Hell yeah. We cool people.
We read everything. We even read like LOLs.
Hell yeah. Like, LOL, cool. Next one. All right. And then
All of
moving.
it.
We read all the shit.
Join us. Be a part of our team, our community.
The movement.
We're a bunch of happy people. I hear like a fucking echo.
For real.
Okay, never mind. I don't. I think that's just my head.
All right.
And also, you guys can find the videos to this podcast live if you guys want to watch the replay video. I have a YouTube link for you guys.
Yeah, okay.
Also, T-shirts. We still have T-shirts. I still have those designs that I've been working on for like over a month now.
Okay.
I would, on my off day, I would look at the design I did like for like an hour. And I'm like, I don't like it. I'll wait next week until I work on it again. But I did one really good design. I just got to pull the trigger and post it.
A true artist.
It's really cool one too, man.
A true artist, man.
Like I did so many different renditions of this one design. Like I think 30 different ways. And I still don't kind of like it. So it's hard. It's hard.
I guarantee you, if I see it, I'll be like, man, Billy, that shit looks good as fuck. And you'll be like, I don't know, man. I'm like, it's perfect.
It's very simple, but it's the idea.
Yeah.
The idea of it is pretty cool. Like, it can be like an air freshener.
Shit.
Like I want to make air fresheners too. Like it's cool, man. It's cool.
This is new to me. I didn't know that.
But yeah, you guys can go buy our T-shirts at themediahijack.com. All links in the description. All right, so let's get started.
Let's get it.
So the main topic for tonight, we're going to be talking about the hollow moon theory, which is a very old theory, but I'm going to get into it and talk about what all other scientists are saying about this, like how did they come up with this.
Okay.
This is like, it's nothing new, but it's very controversial, you know, because it's like, it's weird to talk about the moon like this.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, it's hollow. Oh, you're crazy. You're one of those crazy flat Earth guys. It's like that.
Damn, okay. I didn't think it was on that far side of it. I just thought it was like.
I mean, I would think so. Like, if you would mention, like, oh, hollow moon, like, oh, you're those flat Earth guys. That's like controversial type shit.
All right.
That would spark fights. We know because we've been through a lot of battles.
We have many battles. The OG podcast.
That shit was so wild.
Flat Earth Wars, man.
That shit was lit.
But we've grown up from that. We're adults now.
Yeah. We grown mentally. So
Yes.
that's in the past. And then we're gonna have like some small news. If we get to it, we'll discuss like small news. Just depending on how long we take this hollow Earth theory.
Yeah.
I mean hollow moon. My bad. But there is another theory. Yeah, there is another theory about hollow Earth. So I mean,
it's a whole nother monster.
Because when I was making like the promotion ad or whatever, I typed in like hollow Earth. I was like, something looks weird. I was like, oh
Earth.
It says Earth.
It looked right at first.
Yeah. I was like, nah. Okay, the small news, like later, we're going to be talking about, I'm going to talk about Elon a little bit because he's the richest man in the world. It's very strange how it happened.
Yeah, I want to know. I didn't read about it. I just saw like memes and shit.
His Tesla stock just fucking blew up. I think it has something to do with Bitcoin though.
Oh, we got to talk about that too. Yo, that shit. I saw somebody make a mention of it. I think it was like either this weekend on Facebook, and I was like, let me check Coinbase right quick. I haven't been on in a minute.
I bet it blew your mind.
I was like, I was like,
it blew your mind. Huh?
Yes, I was grinning. I was like, okay,
Jeremy's on that shit. I think he have, I don't know,
substantial,
right? 100,000. Yeah, I said it.
Expose him.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna be talking about. Remember the UFO documents that they said they're gonna release along with the stimulus check and shit.
It was 100.
Well, they released a whole bunch of documents, and you guys can already download that.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about the polar vortex, which is gonna be a very bad winter for the East Coast. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein, power, and then I'm gonna talk about some of the predictions that I think might happen in 2021 this year. because you ever hear like people saying, "Oh, 2021, that means Earth is old enough to drink now."
Okay.
Stupid
Yeah,
shit.
I get it.
I was like, "Oh, it's 21 now. It's gonna be a really tragedy."
Yeah.
All right, what small news you got?
I was just covering most of the stuff we were supposed to cover last week, but we went on for so long. But some of the new stuff I was gonna of course, do like a short list of 2021 predictions. It's not long at all. I was on if we got time, maybe have a discussion about the future of censorship of the internet. Censorship, yes, of where things might be going with a lot of shit going down, man. It's been fuck, man. We just barely got over a week of the year, and it's been fucking batshit crazy. So
I think it's getting to the point where we're gonna censor ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's gonna watch what they say, and then it's gonna come down to we're afraid to say what we want to say.
That's real shit, man. I can't remember if it was in the book of 1984, but it's called I saw this like years ago, but it's basically like if you start cracking down on people or whatever, it makes everybody else. It's like self-policing. It's like when you the government ain't gotta even take police anymore. It's like you're gonna do it yourself because you think Big Brother's always watching you type shit.
Yep.
So
that's exactly
you might be hitting that point. Maybe
that's exactly what I see happening. It's gonna come down to where we're gonna fucking police ourselves, and we're gonna be afraid to say what we want to say. No more revolution from your bed. No more none of that.
I don't like black pepper. It's like you check yourself. You gotta check yourself real quick on that shit. So be ready.
Anything
dude, it's crazy.
Even like with gender, if you say the wrong thing.
Yeah, you really don't want to go down that road.
It's so
yeah.
Take me back.
That's why shout out to Andrew Schultz and shit like
to
that.
the Paradise City, man.
Right? The grass is green and the girls are pretty.
The girls are pretty. How you say in the UK?
Pretty.
The girls are pretty. I don't know.
Yeah, little lass. I think they say lass. I think it's lass in the UK. You little wee lass. Oh, that sounds Irish. But I don't know, man.
I don't even know what you're saying.
I don't know.
Como estas?
I think lass means lady.
Is that all you got for the small news?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Cool beans and apples, bananas. All right, okay, we're going to get started on the main topic, all the moon theory. But before we start, I got to take a quick commercial break. We got to do this anyway.
All right.
Be right back, guys. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we are back. And then, let's start with the topic.
All right. Should I drink some Kool-Aid first?
All right, so hollow moon theory. Okay, on July 29, 1953, John O'Neill, a science editor for the New York Tribune, he discovered a 12-mile-long bridge on the moon.
Okay.
He saw a bridge when he was looking through a telescope. All right, so when he saw this, he contacted the Association of Lunar and Planetary Observers with his findings. O'Neill said in public that it was a natural phenomenon, but suddenly it appeared, right? He said when he saw this, he said it could be an artificial structure because it's almost like it came out of nowhere, like somebody built it.
Okay.
So he was like, okay, this shit just came out of nowhere. Is somebody building shit on the moon? So he called them up. He's like, hey, check this bridge out, right? So then as soon as he announced his discovery, right, he was attacked by a whole bunch of skeptical scientists. They all try to bash his name, oh man, you're a fraud. There's no fucking artificial bridge in the moon. But then later, there was a British astronomer, famous guy, H.P. Wilkins. He's a famous astronomer too. And then he said, hey, I saw that same bridge on the moon too. This is not bullshit. Yeah. And then after he came out and said that, another fucking astronomer, Patrick Moore, he came out, he said, hey, I saw this too. So whatever this guy saw, he's not lying.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he lie about something like that?
Yeah, and seriously, why would you? It's you got nothing to gain out of it.
Yeah, and then the scientists are already bashing his name, you're a fucking fraud, man. There's a bridge. Nobody even been to the moon. How is the bridge being built?
So my thing is were they catching this bridge because this do you have to catch where these people catching these bridges the sighting of the bridge at certain
Caesar,
times?
what's up? My bad.
I know you get, bro. We're catching these bridges at certain times or
they caught it in 1953.
Okay, so 53.
This is before we were born.
Yeah. Before my parents were born. I was wondering, like, it was like, with like, say, like the dude and those people that were seeing it, did they see like at one time, and then say scientists looked up there, was like, man, ain't no fucking bridge, because maybe like, I don't know, half
like,
the moon was cut in half by like the shadow of the earth or some shit. I don't know. I was just wondering, like,
yeah, because every time if you would say something weird, another scientist is gonna come out of nowhere and just fucking
smack the shit out of it.
like try to put you back into reality. But like, hey, hold on, I really did see something. Why don't you go look for yourself? You know,
Fucking dunk all over that shit.
slam dunk on them. Like, oh nah, you're a fraud.
I got a PhD. You don't know shit.
Yeah, for real. But then after those other famous astronomers, they came out to say, hey, we saw the same bridge, so, this is not bullshit. And then they're like, yeah, what now? What now, little scientist people? Caesar says, who are you guys? That green screen. Or are y'all actually there? Oh, this is a green screen. We're not actually in Joe Rogan's studio.
Oh, I was about to lie. I was about to lie. I'm sorry. Caesar.
Yeah, we're here. Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah. We're just renting it out for the weekend.
We're out here.
But welcome.
Welcome to the show, dude. Okay, so like as soon as the story came out about the bridge on the moon, right? As soon as the story came, like if you went back to actually look for this bridge on the moon, it suddenly like collapsed. Like it's not even there no more.
Okay.
So it was almost like they got the word, right? They're like, hey, they said they saw a bridge, and you guys better fucking destroy that shit.
Demolish that shit.
And then they fucking destroy the bridge on the moon because you can't even see it there no more. It's like completely flat now.
It's like they know too much.
So like it makes you wonder, like, did they really see it? I mean, I believe that they saw it, but I wish we can get like a photo of it.
Something.
But they did have like a diagram of what it would actually look like from the description that they gave. I was like, oh, that shit look fucking cool, man.
Damn.
It's like one of those bridges like you would see like going over like lakes like in London or whatever. It's cool, man.
I think like a simple bridge, like a train bridge or something like that. That goes to like
it looks like a little
chasm.
train bridge.
That's what I was thinking.
Made out of like fucking
moon rocks,
pebbles and stones and shit.
Mercury.
It was cool, man. In the 1950s, you saw all that shit.
Damn.
All right, so like after this, right, in the 1960s, NASA, they compiled a list of strange sightings on the moon called Chronological Catalog of Reported Lunar Events.
Oh, my God.
So they had this catalog where they would write down every weird thing that happens on the moon. And they had like over hundreds of like different reports of like strange objects moving on the moon, like weird ass cloud formations and weird smoke. And they're like, there's a lot of, they even saw like a bunch of odd lights. So this is from NASA themselves.
Okay.
They had like a whole little journal on like, okay, what did we see? What did we see today on the moon? Like, oh, we saw a little strange alien with a flashlight. They didn't say it like that.
I was like, oh shit.
But they said they saw like strange shit just going on the moon. It's almost like a city there. Like something is alive there and they're working. They're doing something, which is strange.
Now, is it us or is it them?
Who knows?
Like, that's
it could be us from the past. It could be us like from the future. It could be our past selves that's super advanced, and then they were able to get to the moon, and then they stayed there. Who knows?
I heard this story before. Now, before I explain this story, I want people to know. I can't remember if I read this in the book or not, or if I saw it on something, right?
Excuse me.
But it was like a story of something that I heard before, maybe read. This kid kept always looking at his telescope, and he would always see like somebody like on the moon all the time, right? Just like waving back or some shit. Like he would look at the telescope like, who's this? Like this little shadow looking figure on the moon? Like only I can see. But then I might be wrong about the story. I might be way off. But
he must have some powerful ass telescope.
But he was like just like a little shadow, like just like a little dot. And over time, he was like you look at something long enough, it's like your eyes focus. It's like this motherfucker's waving at me. If I can remember correctly, it might have been like he wanted to find out like that's actually him in the future, but he's actually it's like standing on the moon, like waving to himself. Some fucking crazy shit.
He must have some crazy powerful telescope.
Oh, he on some good drugs. He's on something. He's on something.
That kid is on drugs.
I was like, this is a pretty good story. I like this. You seen yourself on the moon in the future? I don't know. I thought it was dope. It doesn't remind me.
It's like one of those bedtime stories.
I do like something like a bedtime story too. It really do, man. Like some.
Then he found out it was him waving at himself.
You know,
go to sleep, Billy.
When I first heard this story, you know what I thought of when I first heard of it? Like, You know, like the production studio DreamWorks.
Yeah, yeah.
With the little kids on the moon fishing, like. Doom, 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 doom,
Thought of that?
Dude, that's what I thought of when I was listening to the story. But I was like, I think somebody got this shit from DreamWorks. Like,
I don't know where you heard that story.
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Sounds like ham and bologna. All right, so NASA. Okay, so they saw all these strange objects. Okay, so what's crazy about the moon is that we all know like we cannot see the backside of the moon for some reason.
It doesn't rotate.
Yeah, it doesn't. It rotates with the Earth, but like the front, it stays like stuck.
Yeah, it just spins around, but it doesn't have a, what do you call like a revolution?
Yeah, it doesn't rotate. It just stays like within like the rotation of the Earth, but it stays fixed in the fixed position in the front.
Like imagine like you're walking in public and somebody's staring at you, but they never turn their back, just like always following you and then staring at you.
It's called a tidal lock. That's what they.
Oh, because the oceans and shit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Tidal lock.
There we go.
So
Science.
we never see the backside of the moon.
The butt side.
So anything can go down. Like the only people that seen like the backside of the moon or the dark side, however you want to call it, is the astronauts that was actually there on the moon. They were actually able to walk over to the dark side and saw what the fuck whatever was over there.
No, I know they crossed to the dark side.
Yeah, they saw it.
That'd been too
And
far.
that's why we don't go back there.
That's where they found the Decepticons at, man.
Like, fuck, we better go back home.
Houston, we're fucked.
Like, you guys better get your ass back. You know?
I always thought it'd be like too cold on that shit, man. I thought it'd be like, so you cross over, you're like, oh, I can't feel my legs.
For real.
And I think I saw like a Futurama when Fry and that Asian chick was in the car. They smashed on the moon and then they almost got caught in a dark shadow of the moon and they almost froze to death. I don't know. I just always figured it was cold because of that.
I would imagine it would be super cold there.
Yeah.
All right, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we don't know about the dark side of the moon, the back side, because we don't, as Earthlings, we don't get to see that shit because for some reason it has this weird rotation to where we can never see the front, which is weird. It's already scientists are saying that's already strange, like by itself, like the moon staying in the stuck tidal position, like the tidal lock, to where we'll never see the other side. That's weird, right?
I always thought it was because of gravity. I'm not saying I'm right. Oh, that's what it is. I was always assumed it was like gravity or something that kept it in place. And
yeah, that's like the
normal shit. Right?
Yeah, that's what keeps it like everything all balanced and stuck in orbit. Like that's what keeps the tidal waves down or whatever.
But it's the part that is not spinning around though. That's the
that's the part that's different.
Shit.
That's the part like, okay, that's weird. Why is it not rotating too? It's just stuck.
They don't want it to
it's
rotate.
Like stuck, like oh, I don't want you to see my ass.
We're gonna keep the controls straight.
You know, it's like people they taking a selfie, but they only want you to get them in one angle.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So they tell the photographer, hey, don't ever get to the back side.
I don't want you to see my good side.
It's like that. It's like the moon is shy.
Hey, I really wonder, what is the other side? A Nazi base.
Buildings. You know that scientist, Billy Carson?
Mm-mm.
He's like this really smart guy. He's saying that it's rare that he's saying the way how the moves it's too weird, right? He's saying that it's like it's proof that something intelligent put it there. Like it's nothing natural, like because how the Earth is shaped, right? It's so big, right? But then the moon is like, what is it, like a third size of the Earth? So it's weird how the Earth can have that gravitational pull for the moon, because the moon, there's almost like the same size. It doesn't have like, it's not big enough to, it doesn't look natural for it to hold like the moon like that. Yeah. As opposed to like if you go to like Mercury or Saturn, whatever, they're like super big and shit. It'll make more sense for them to hold like a moon and shit like that.
Yeah, because like it was like Jupiter's like the size of like 64 Earths or some shit. Like it makes sense based off their size to be
pull something like
the boss of like all these moons and shit. But
it's weird because the moon is like a third size of the Earth. So it's weird how the Earth can fucking pull that shit and keep it in like a gravitational lock or whatever you call that shit.
It's like if like the moon would have dropped and land on Earth, we'd be fucking dead. But like if a moon, one of Jupiter's moons would drop and hit Jupiter, it'd be like, pew, be like, it'd be good.
All right. So in order to sustain life on this planet, you need like a stabilizer. This is why he was saying like something intelligent put that moon there to have life running on Earth so we can survive here.
Oh, it's real shit. Yeah.
Yeah, because we need that moon to fucking survive.
We are dead without that shit. We are so screwed.
Because it's saying like if there was like no moon on there, right? The Earth will be rocking on its axis, like causing like severe weather, fucking tidal waves going over buildings. Like it'll be too extreme.
Yes. I have a scary story about that too.
Right.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So that's the reason why they have the moon like in our orbit. It's almost like somebody put it there to have life flourish on Earth.
Got a lot of questions about that because they talk about like a lot of times too where if that moon wasn't there, Earth would have got like fucking like torn apart by like fucking comets and shit or meteors and shit in Earth. Like that moon's like almost like a shield, but it's like how is the moon exactly at that spot? Like the Earth is 360,
perfect, right?
It's like the Earth is 360. We can hit from any side, but the moon is like always there to like stop the shit. It's like your back is turned, like you got a shield in your arm right here, and like you're blocking from the front. Somebody's on the back. Like how's the moon always there to block like all the time? Like that's why the moon like supposedly the moon has a lot of craze because it always gets like fucking just pellet with like a bunch of like
taking all the
damage, man. Soaking up all
that is strange.
Soaking up all that damage, man. All that DPS, soaking it all up, like all that shit.
Like how is like it's so perfect for us to live this perfect life. We don't get hit by meteors like that. I mean, there is cases of meteors and comets like going down on the Earth, but it's nothing like, a lot of big enough to fucking make damage.
Yeah, a lot of them just burn up in the atmosphere or shit like that, and scientists always just trying to figure out like, they want to realize like, well, you see all these craters on the moon, like. What if the moon is actually just protecting us, but it's always at that right spot or whatever? And I don't know. It's wild, man. I've been trying to think about it, and I remember was it 2 years ago when I was in St. Augustine, Florida. I was at a beach house, right, with the family, and then we had a full moon that night, right? Like that moon was big as shit, and you could see like the Atlantic Ocean and all that, right? When that full moon was that big. The ocean started getting so wild, it ran up on the streets and then went underneath the beach house that we was in.
Damn.
So my sister's car was on like, after a while, the tide was pulling everything like towards the ocean. And my sister's car was starting to get pulled out in that direction. She was like, yo, we gotta move your car because it's just gonna be with the dolphins out there if we don't move it.
About to be flooded.
But it just shows like how powerful like the effects of that moon is, like how had the tides coming in, it was running underneath the house. And I already have a fear of the ocean. And I lived like on the top floor and I had a balcony to my room. So I was like out at night, like smoking a cigarette, looking off the balcony. I was like, what the fuck? I see the ocean running like underneath the fucking house, like at 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like,
that's why they made it like that.
I was like, the moon is too much, man. It's there for a reason. It's
perfectly there for a reason,
man. That's why we live in that what do you call it, like the Goldilocks zone?
The Goldilocks zone,
yeah,
perfect for life.
Spot, man.
Nobody can fuck with us because the moon supposedly saves us from everything.
The guardians of Earth.
They protect us from all these severe weathers and shit. Like. It's perfect. Like you can just move to like California, you got like perfect weather. They're like, oh, I'm tired of this perfect weather. Let's go to the East Coast.
I want to get fucked up by a hurricane. Let's go.
You know, it's wild, man. But it's like you can move like anywhere, like on the Earth, and you're still able to survive.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of places where you can go and you're like, oh, I can't survive here. Unless it's like you're living like in Alaska or
Antarctica, or like some shit that you really can't survive in. Where
right,
there's no humans out there.
Right, so like after all that, scientists even today, they don't know the origins of the moon. They don't know where the fuck this moon came from. But they have so many theories.
A lot, dude.
But all of them, it doesn't it doesn't like checks out, because if they say like one thing, like another thing can happen, and like, oh no, that theory doesn't hold up. You know, okay, so they have like one theory. The first one is called the fission theory. You heard about that one? Which says that a chunk of the Earth broke off and then condensed into the moon.
Okay, I haven't heard that one. That can make sense. Though.
But they said like the problem with this theory is that it doesn't explain the 4,000 degree Bacon heat that the moon surface endured at some time in the past and shit.
Oh, after so it was like heated up and shit.
Yeah, like it doesn't like explain that shit because like the Earth would have to be fucking bacon too, right?
Yeah.
But there's like no evidence on the Earth that shows that we were bacon like that. So that theory checks out. It's almost like that one could almost be like the one.
Actually, I heard of one that was pretty legit. I'm gonna wait till you finish the list, but I do have one I've heard that was like the most, at least the one I thought was like the most common. I guess that was like the most common theory. It's all right.
Okay, the second one is called the capture theory, in which the Earth somehow captured the moon if it was whizzing by, and you know the Earth just fucking grabbed that shit.
That's a big bitch though.
But it's saying like, okay, like if that happened, like if it was trying to catch the moon, that shit would have fucking crashed into the Earth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would have swung right to the
It's like,
planet.
whoa, I caught it, dude.
It's like a chick walking in the club and some dude's like, "Hey, girl," got a girl by the arm and pull her. Like,
Yeah, and then
it's like that. Oh,
she
my.
slaps you.
Yeah, or she just falls into you. Some shit you pull so hard.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it don't work like that, man.
All right, so the third theory is called the condensation theory. It says that the Earth and the moon condense at the same time from a material in the solar system. And the problem with this theory is that if it was true, the moon would be as dense as the Earth. So that wouldn't work out.
No, I don't think so either. I'm trying to think of my brain. No.
That's the condensation theory.
Yeah.
So they like would develop from material from the solar system at the same time. But then like
That really don't make no goddamn sense.
the Earth is way more dense than the moon, I believe.
Hell yeah.
I'm not a scientist, but I would imagine we're thicker than the moon.
You know, we got some thickness to us, man.
Yeah.
I don't see the moon having a Mount Everest, so
Nah.
so we thick over here.
All right. So the fourth theory and the most recent theory is that a planet like Mars crashed into the Earth, breaking off a chunk,
That's the one.
which then reformed into the moon.
Yes.
But the problem here is that the isotopes from the Earth, and the moon are identical. This would not be the case if a planet had crashed into the Earth.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think like so the identical. So that's what you're saying. Like because they're so identical, the most likely scenario is that the moon used to be a part of the Earth. And I would agree. I could agree with that too. But the theory I heard, what you just said, that's the most recent one I heard. Was like,
Yeah, that's the most recent one.
It's like the one that it used to be a planet, and back when the galaxy was first formed,
Like something crashed into it, like
they was like
Mars size.
like Mars-sized planet smashed to each other, and then it was going on for like I was like they'll smash to each other, but since there was a gravitational war, they just kept smashing to each other, just constantly like. Supposedly, Earth may have been bigger at one point, but because an Earth-sized planet, Mars-sized planet, and then Earth kept smashing to each other, since Earth was bigger at the time, this kept doing it over and over, constantly smashed to each other until Earth won, Mars planet size loses, fucking you get bitch position as moon.
Now we got a moon.
Now we got a moon. That's why I heard. I was thinking like just now when you said like how the compositions and stuff may be similar, maybe them smashed to each other may have like like having sex like
Yeah, they should be like
the DNA inside each other type shit. That's all I was
it
thinking.
should be like similar.
Yeah,
That's what they were saying. So that doesn't even check out either.
yeah.
So overall, like within all those four theories, none of them have like a real answer. Like they can say like with 100% confidence that okay, this is how the moon came into our orbit. So still, like till this day, all the scientists they're like, man, we just don't know, guys. Like, sorry to get your hopes up, but we really don't know where the fuck this moon came from.
I think the only thing they can see now is like the bigger the planet, like the more moons you got. That's about it. Then how these moons got there, who the fuck knows?
Who the fuck knows?
Because like,
but it's there, like it's almost there, like to have life. They just put it there so we can live here.
There's like even like planets like Jupiter or Saturn, right?
You think that's how it is? Like they just make planets and then they're like, hey, let's put this moon here, and then we're gonna use this as like a
shield.
Yeah, as a shield or like to control like their weather too, also to observe them. And we're just gonna leave this moon here, and then we're gonna have like a thriving society of human beings.
I could be because I always think of it as like
we could be a project for some fucking aliens.
Because they even say like now like how Venus at one time had very similar like characteristics of Earth. So that's why they say like, hey, life might have flourished at one time, way before Earth could even be anything. And it's just like like Venus was like the Earth at one time, but as time has gone on, the sun's gotten bigger. Venus can no longer be lived there. So now it's like Mars. Like now it's like Earth is probably next. Like this is our planet. Earth, Mars might be next, and after that, Jupiter, shit like that. But the thing I was just thinking of just now too, which that theory of like how the moon might have been another planet. I just kind of thought of something too, like where Jupiter has always as a gas planet, but it's got like all these fucking moons, and so if these moons were flying towards like Jupiter, they would just go right through it because it's not a solid. It's not solid. It's like it's all like mushy shit, like So it's like they didn't battle out or anything. So how did they just fall in line and become moons? Why did Earth have to battle it out?
I think like with Jupiter's with their moons, it's more of a natural thing. I think the situation like with us living on Earth, it was more like an artificial thing. Like it happened because somebody made that shit happen.
Put it here.
Like it was one perfect accident. I don't think it's an accident though. But we'll talk about that later. Actually, I have to take a little tiny break.
All right.
Be right back, guys. Like, calm down, Mike. You know what?
Chill.
Hey, man, I'm the keyboard guy.
Keyboard man.
All right, we're back, guys.
All
right. Since there's nobody in the chat, we can run the shit out of this podcast.
Let's run it.
All right. So in 1970, Michael Vossen and Alexander Shcherbakov of the Soviet Academy of Science advanced a hypothesis that the moon was a spaceship, like what you said, a spaceship that was built by extraterrestrial or possibly humans in the past.
Yeah.
These are scientists in Russia. They're saying, hey, like what we're coming up with, like with the moon, we think is like, it's an artificial thing. And it was created by somebody in the past that put that shit there. Like it's not a natural phenomenon that happened.
Yeah, that's what they got the idea from, if I'm not mistaken, with the Star Wars movies. That's what they got the idea for like the Death Star from. Because it's like moon size, like fucking ship.
I think that's where Star Wars got it from.
Yeah, they got it from
that idea of that theory from like what the Russians are saying. This shit is artificial, you know. But the Death Star, like in Star Wars, that thing kills people, right?
Yeah, shit blows. It's like a planet killer.
Yeah,
like one blast.
Damn, dude, imagine
if it's a giant fucking ship.
If that moon have like some power source where they can destroy Earth like on key.
What if we get too out of control?
If we got out of control.
And like, hey, like this is discovered space flight.
And they're keeping people in check. The people that were watching the Earth, they said, you fuck up. Our moon is still there. We have people in that base on the moon that can destroy the Earth with just one click.
So like, as soon as we get like space travel, we start leaving Earth, traveling, they're like, and there's still races, blow up the planet. We don't need that shit leaving this planet. We have to like figure out how to like be better people. Then they'll give us that pass. Like, okay, we're not gonna blow up your planet no more.
If you guys can't get along, we give you another 20 years so you guys can fucking patch it up, get along, and make a better community, society for the Earth, and then work on the Earth, because you guys are destroying the Earth, and on top of that, you guys can't get along, and destroying the Earth. So what? Why would we leave this planet here? You guys are embarrassing us because you guys are like our kids, and you're fucking shit up. And now we have to us. Exactly. You represent us, and then you're embarrassing me, my father, Big G, screaming at me, saying, "Hey, dude, what the fuck is going on Earth? You guys are tripping out there. Like, do we have to do it like another flood?" It's like, no.
Like, we don't want to do it, but you're going to make us.
It's not going to be another flood. We're just going to blow that shit up.
We're tired of dealing with y'all.
We're going to fucking blow Earth up, dude. You guys.
Get your shit together.
Get your shit. Everybody get your shit together, man. It's a different time now. It's a really weird time now. 2021. It's so weird, dude.
Already. We just walked in this bitch.
2020 was so... It's almost like we enter a different dimension in 2020.
This is 2020 2.0 now. 2.1. We the new one now. This is the update. This is updated version.
1 week.
1 week into this shit. So
from our last podcast. Just 1 week from the last podcast. This shit was fucking bananas.
From like last Tuesday to this Tuesday. Vastly different world we live in now.
Really different world.
Fucking very different.
Scary.
It's scary now. And the moon is watching. The moon's like, y'all still haven't learned yet, have y'all? Okay, you know what? All right. You have 1 year. We sent you that one monolith. What'd y'all do? instead of learning from that, what'd y'all do? Y'all made a mockery of and built more monoliths. so y'all fucked up. Like, we try to send y'all.
God.
They try to tell us something.
Wild.
Hey, they try to... Oh.
Damn.
We ain't ready. We're not ready, man.
That's crazy. If I was on the moon, I'm like, can I push the button? Let me push the button, boss.
Look, this project this project is a fairy boss. Like, we gotta move on.
Start over.
G-Man's like, yo, you know what? No, give them. You gotta let them learn for themselves.
That's wild. That is wild. Okay,
this
so
should be a movie.
Yeah. Okay, so back to this moon. All right, so the Russian scientists, right? The reason why they came up with this theory is because they're saying like the idea of the large lunar crater, which are thought to be created by meteor impacts, are generally far too shallow and too flat or convex at the bottom to make it seem like the moon was actually like a solid object. Because like when the meteor strikes, right, it strikes like the moon, and then it flattens out, almost like it's hitting like a metal object. And then the outside, like the dirt or whatever, it's just like the outer core of the moon. Because if you look at the moon like through like a telescope, you can see a whole bunch of pictures. You see like craters, right? But it's just like fucking flat, right?
Yeah.
It's not giving off enough of like material, like blasted off material when a meteor crashes into it. Because you would think it'll be like super deep, like, and then it throws all the debris. But if you look at all the pictures of the moon, like it hits the moon like ting, and then it's like and then it like dissipates, but then it'll be like a fucking flat area.
Okay. Because that's like.
And then it bounced like the fucking meteor just bounces off like the moon, and then the area is flat. Like you see like a little concave, but it's not concave. It's like a convex, like flat.
It's like a rock hitting a car. It doesn't leave like depending on like the size of the rock. So it was like a pebble. Because I have like little pebble dents in the hood of my car and shit. It's to be like dink, but not like like fucking cave that bitch in. It's just like it's hitting an object a little bit harder than what the fuck is hitting it.
It's like, let's say like your yard is like snowed out, right? You fucking throw something big like on your lawn. Like of course all that shit come out, but then the bottom is flat.
What the fuck's underneath this shit?
Yeah. It's grass, but then on the moon it's different. It hits that shit and it's like a flat, like convex surface.
Like, Death Star.
Is this like really like a solid object like that? Like, or is it like a piece of metal? Like, is this something like somebody put this here? It's like an artificial like piece of metal.
Some alien metal. That's like even with
our moon could be like a piece of metal out there floating. Is that wild?
Vibranium absorbs all that. So you have it. You heard it here first.
I think Marvel, they're onto something.
Vibranium moon, because vibranium can absorb all them shocks and shit.
What's that other director? He did the
Ryan Coogler. Which one?
The one that did The Shining. No. Eyes Wide Shut. It's the same guy. Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
Yeah. He knew.
You know what time it was, man.
It was like he's one of the inside mans, like with the guys that would all up in like NASA, all the guys that are inside.
He be exposing people like Eyes Wide Shut, like the elitists and shit. Like he be on
it was like shit. 8-9 days later he died.
They got him. He knew too much, man.
Oh, that's sad.
We're going back to the era, people.
That is sad.
No, because if you think about like how. I think New Mexico. New Mexico has that spot where the crater is like the size. Well, I can't remember the size of it, but the size of the crater that they hit in New Mexico was the one that like wiped out all the dinosaurs. They talk about like they do like CGI rendition and all that shit of it, but they show like flying the Earth, hits the Earth, and they said the impact was so bad that when that shit like went up into the air, it just blocked out the sun type shit, like blocked out the sun. No light can get to it now. It's just all blocked out by debris.
And it was like blocking the sun for so long. Like,
Ice Age.
Everybody they starved because the plants weren't growing.
Ice Age and shit. Everything froze up. Now, granted, like if you want to break it down to a normal level, you'd be like, okay, the moon doesn't really have a powerful enough gravity to hold all that shit down if it gets hit, or that's why when something may hit the moon, it's kind of like kind of bounces off because gravity's not as strong pulling it down.
But don't ping.
Like, so it could be like that. And it doesn't have an atmosphere to trap all that shit in it. So it could be like that. But either way, it's still kind of funky that I'm pretty sure the moon's taking a bunch of hits to where if it ever got to Earth, we'd be fucking dead by now. And the moon, if it's smaller than us, how come the moon ain't getting blown the fuck apart?
Right.
Like,
what is it made out of? Metal?
Cheese. Got any cheese?
What is the moon made out of? Metal?
Hi, Laura. You got any cheese?
That's right. So other scientists like Dr. Gordon McDonald, a top scientist at NASA, said he said this in 1962. He said after studying the moon's motion, he says the data required that the interior of the moon is less dense than the outer parts, and it would seem that the moon is more like a hollow spear. That's exactly what he said.
The moon's like a hollow spear?
Yeah. Because he's saying the interior of the moon is less dense than the outer parts.
Okay.
So that would make you think like, hey, if it's less dense than the outer part, like the inside has to be hollowed out.
Yeah, what the fuck's in it?
This is like a top scientist from NASA, 1962.
Yeah. The only thing
They weren't playing no games back then. This wasn't like a thing like it can go off on the internet. This is like their studies that they were doing. Yeah, it's not like, oh, this guy's a fucking fraud. Like, dude, think about like back then, like they have nothing to gain from saying shit like this.
I don't know.
This is not a time like they can say like weird shit and they get famous off of it.
That internet clout, that shit didn't exist back then.
Yeah, this is like 1962. You'll be lucky if they publish this in the newspaper.
Hell yeah, this should be like the last paper next to the comic section or some shit where nobody reads.
It's like the shit that you don't find out until like fucking 30, 40, 50, 60 years later.
By then,
and we're finding out now in 2021.
Yeah, because like I don't
fucking crazy.
Like the little bit of shit I did find about with like the Hollow Moon information, the shit I had to dig for, this is like the hardest shit I had to find. It was fuck. The internet purge is real, man. But the information I did find about the moon though is that they were running tests of like, okay, like almost like there's getting like hollow, like kind of like almost like hollow vibrations from like something that was going on inside the moon, but the way the frequencies was coming out is not like how maybe it might be with Earth. It's like, man, this is like a fucking
like a bell.
It's like a coconut with nothing in it. It's like I don't know what to think of. It's just like, hey, man, there's a lot of inside space in it, man. It's just what is inside of it? Because it was picking up something from inside the moon. When I was reading earlier, some kind of construction work. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, they're picking up like some shit like from like within the moon. All right, so also during the Apollo launches, the astronauts, they left a seismometer on the surface of the moon. This is like the thing that you can
earthquakes and shit.
Yeah, you can detect earthquakes, sound and stuff. So they left this on the surface of the moon. And then when they were like launching off the moon, right? They dropped like the thing. Like the
seismometer?
Yeah. Or I think it was already on the surface, right? But then they were launching and then like the lunar shit. It's like whatever falls off of the shit that launches.
Okay.
Like the ass of the spaceship.
Yeah, when they flying off like say on the planet.
Right. Yeah.
Leaving, you said like that.
Yeah, I don't know the scientific term. But yeah, the ass of the spaceship, it falls off and then it hits the moon, the surface of the moon, right? It fucking, that shit rang like a fucking bell.
Yeah, that's what it got the boom.
That shit was like, gong.
Hollow, it is a hollow
and they
noise.
said that shit like fucking, it rang like a bell for 14 hours.
God, what is inside that
They're
shit?
like, gong. And then it just kept on like, oh, dude, this shit's fucking weird. And then everybody, like on like the Earth, they're listening to it, like, what the fuck was that? Like, what the fuck is the moon made out of? Why is this fucking...
Why are we hearing this shit?
It's ringing like a church bell, dude. And this is like real shit. You guys can... It's not even a conspiracy. You guys can look it up for yourself. This shit happened when they fucking launched off the moon. Yes. They dropped the ass of the rocket. It hit the moon, the surface of the moon. Then it created like this huge ringing bell noise.
That's the shit I was talking
14 hours straight.
That's what I was talking about. It was like, oh, well, if it's like got that kind of vibration coming from it, it's like hollow type shit. It's like a bell. You ringing a bell. And bells are hollow.
Let's say like you do that on Earth. You drop that on Earth. You're not gonna hear no bell sound.
Like, dunk.
Yeah, it'd be like dunk, dunk. Done.
We're too thick, man.
The Earth is thick.
The Earth is thick.
That shit's dense.
The 2 C's is thick.
It's dense. But the moon, on the other hand, you drop something on that bitch, that shit's like ding, 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 ding. Like what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Weird, right? And then like every other mission's like they knew like that was a thing. So every other like Apollo missions, they did all the same thing and they all got that same sound.
The same.
Every single time they got that same gong sound, that same bell ringing sound.
I wonder if they've ever tried to drill through that shit. But at the same time, I don't want them to because...
I think they probably tried and they got in trouble. And then they said, hey, don't ever fucking come back here again.
Please don't.
Because imagine if you're like the boss, right? Like, you know everything that's going on the Earth. You create the Earth or whatever. You put man on the Earth. And then you're just chilling on the moon base. Just watching, observing. But you had no idea, like, the people you put on Earth, they end up building a rocket that can reach to the moon. They're like, oh, God, these motherfuckers actually did it.
Like, shit, they were just monkeys, like, what, yesterday?
Yeah, they were, like playing, like, bow and arrows, like, Games of Thrones and shit.
Like, fuck.
Fighting over the throne and shit.
Now here they are knocking on our fucking
doorstep. This is my land. And then next thing you know, fucking, they're building rocket ships, flying to the moon,
knocking on
landing, and like, hey, what's going on here, moon people? And then the moon people's like, fuck, they came up here. I mean, what should we do? Just everybody in the back, just settle down. We'll take care of this. We're gonna talk to like the astronauts, right? And I think they fucking set them straight to where they're like, this is what's going on. You guys go back to Earth. Don't say a word about this shit. And everything's going to be cool. We're not going to blow you guys up.
You saw
so
nothing.
Go back to Earth. Tell your people, your leader, whatever, head of NASA. Tell them, don't come back here again. Because this is like a real operation. The reason why you're here, it's because we're here. The reason why Earth exists is because the moon exists. Makes sense, right?
Like you got a wife, you got kids. They wouldn't be here without us. So
Exactly.
when you like tell all your space buddies, like then NASA when they come up here, don't like because you gotta imagine like the moon people probably like it's like the house that does like that keeps the front porch light off.
Yes.
During Halloween.
Yes.
You don't want kids showing up there, but kids like trick or treat, like motherfucker, the lights off. Like why are you here?
Yes.
It's like
you're not supposed to be here.
I gotta let you kids know like hey the lights off, don't come here.
Yeah.
Set them straight.
So they came there so many times to where they said, hey, stop. You stop this shit. And fucking tell your people.
So we thought it was cute.
If you don't tell them, we're going to tell them. And then we're going to make like I don't know, something big that's going to happen. This is like my theory now for 2021.
This is it.
Like my predictions of what's going to happen. They're gonna take down a power grid, dude.
I remember you told me that was one of your...
They're going to not destroy, maybe like blast our power grid to where we're not going to have no power. Maybe like the whole East Coast is going to be out or the whole West Coast or the whole United States is going to be out. No power.
You know how many people would die if that happened? And I
say within a week, a lot of people are going to die.
It'd be like billions of people I think would die. Because you got to think about how many people in hospitals on like ventilators right now, or
they're all dead.
Need machines to live. Everybody's fucking dead. Everybody's dead.
Anybody that's in the hospital is gonna die.
Even if you got like a what do you call like a pacemaker in your heart, and you get hit with some shit. Oh shit! Well, I'm dead because. Then that's it.
Hey, my dad has that.
For real? See, I don't want that shit to happen though.
Good luck, Dad.
What do you say?
My dad knows, man.
Fingers crossed.
Hey, my dad, his very he experienced a lot of shit, man. Like a lot shit that we will never ever go through. He has like so much knowledge, shit that we don't know about, especially like survivor knowledge.
Yeah, man.
Like we just know how to hook up the internet, but he knows like real shit.
The time before there was even.
Yeah, he knows the real shit
TV.
that actually would change people's lives. We know dumb shit. Like, hey, how do you get HBO Max? Free trial. That's what we know.
That's what we know. That's just not
We
survival.
look stupid when he sees us like, damn, these kids are so dumb.
Shit.
Damn, times, man.
Yeah, this is the world we live in, man.
Times are wild.
And the moon people like, look at them. We're like on that tech.
Yeah.
Like we shut that shit down. It's done.
But yeah, so like overall, like with the moon and shit, even the scientists in Russia, scientists on NASA, they all come to like the conclusion that the moon has to be hollowed out. It just doesn't, and then the way it like rotates like within our solar system, like with the Earth, they say it's not even natural. Like it's weird. That's like a phenomenon that does that shit to where it's stuck in like the tidal lock to where we only see like the one position of the moon, while the moon and the Earth rotating like around like the whole solar system. Why is the moon stuck in that position? They said that's already an odd phenomenon.
Did you ever come across anything that said that like maybe they had earthquakes on the moon too or something too? Or
What they say about that?
I don't know. I thought I may have heard that before in the past. Like they may get like occasional earthquakes on the moon, but it's like
Maybe. Yeah.
that means if they got earthquakes, that means they got tectonic plates. But at the same time, it's like I don't know.
Well,
Sorry.
I heard that they make like artificial earthquakes on the moon, like the way like when NASA did, like when they were dropping the ass of the spacecraft, they were making like an artificial earthquake just to test, because they had those seismometer or whatever you call them shits. They had that shit already on the surface of the moon. So when the rocket launched up, they dropped that ass out. You know, they wanted to create the artificial earthquake just to see what would happen. But then, you know, everybody was like baffled by the results when they heard the moon ringing like a fucking bell and shit. That's when they're like, holy shit, what the fuck is inside the moon? Because why is it ringing like that? So they were thinking like, okay, the moon could be like an artificial spacecraft or whatever, a moon base, something that was put there artificially. but also this is actually controlling like the tides of the Earth, all the weather system on the Earth. It's actually stabilizing the Earth.
Yeah.
Because if the moon wasn't there, the Earth would be so fucking off its axis. We'll be like fucking bouncing around like a T-Rex.
You think 2021 is bad right now?
Yeah, imagine if the moon disappeared, dude. We would be fucked so fast.
Hell yeah. I'm trying to look up something right now. Have been shot at the moon. I was just trying to look up something. It shows a research 1958 by United States. The project was to detonate nuclear bombs on the moon, which help is answering some of the mysteries. Damn, man. I wish I
heard about that. They were doing like nuclear.
Just testing nukes on the moon. Yeah.
They were testing nukes on the moon.
I literally just wish, like, I thought of my brain just now. I was like, damn, I wish I actually thought of this before we did the show. Because I remember hearing about that before when it was like bombs like Project A1119. They're just like, just detonating nukes on the moon. Like, we're gonna disrespect Hollow Moon like that? Come on.
Yeah, they're doing like dumb shit like that. Like, was that true though? Like, were they really testing out nuclear bombs?
Fuck yeah, I'm reading right now. They were like, there's either the project was aimed nuclear bomb, right? But the project was aimed at nuclear bombs at the moon, which will help in answering some of the mysteries in the planetary astronomy and astrology. If the explosive device detonated on the surface, not in a eluded crater, the flash of light would be seen fairly visible to the people on Earth with their naked eye. Show of force was resulting in a possible boosting of domestic morale and the capabilities of the United States. So basically, it was like, man, that's always said about that whole space race about, Earth and Russia racing to get to the moon.
Yeah,
that shit was never about like a space exploration. It never was. All it was like, hey, we can send a man to the moon. We can send a rocket on the other side of the planet. Boom. Because they got the technology. Like, if we can send people to the moon that far, which is further than where Russia and America is, that means we can create something on that level, but with an explosive payload. So, boom, boom, boom. Russia was on it. America was on that shit. So, now that I think about it, was the moon landing fake? I said yes and no. I do think we went there. The thing is, though, it wasn't for space exploration. Like, hey, yeah, now we can go past that. It was as real as like, it was real to the level of like, it was like a big flex. That's all it was. It wasn't like, hey, let's go find out what else is out there. There's a lot of these rich motherfuckers don't care about anything past this planet for the most part, especially if they're not gonna be here that long. They're not worrying about the future of us. It was like all about the here and now.
Yeah, see, I think like the reason why like we really went. It's because like we went there, right? Maybe the first time they went was fake, but I think like other times they went was real.
Legit.
But they knew like there was something there. And the reason why I know like it's real is because like you see companies like SpaceX, right? Mm-hmm. Like their goal is to go to Mars. They already skipped the moon. They're like, nah, we're not going to the moon. Yeah. And I think like the fact was because they know what's on the moon already. It's something like, okay, we can't go to the moon. That's like not our shit. We'll get fucked up.
Yeah, they got the warning one time. So.
Yeah, like for no reason. Like, hey, why we go? Like for what? To get fucked up by some fucking Megatrons or whatever that lives over there? Like, we don't need to get fucked up by these robots. It's like, we know what's there. We know we can't go there. That maybe they sign like an agreement. Like, hey, Earth people, okay, you guys can build rockets and come up here. Okay, let's like fucking make an agreement that you guys will never fucking come here again. Actually, unless we give you guys authorization to come up here.
And that's what I was about to say. I think there might be a thing now where, what if they're like, there's an agreement right now with the moon, they'll be like, because right now that's why they're like, with NASA and whoever else is out there, they're holding like this contest like, hey, we'll give you $150,000, maybe $200,000 if you can design a toilet for us because we're trying to build a space station, because the deal's already been cut. They got the plot of land settled. Like, this is where y'all humans going to be at. Y'all get here. Y'all pay taxes. Y'all pay us taxes like how you get land in the world on Earth. Like, hey, you like build your base here. We won't give you this spot on the moon. You can't pick whatever you want. Not the dark side. You get this out of the moon. This little plot. Do what you can with it. That's gonna be a spot where you're gonna be there. Because from what I understand, is like the jump from Earth to Mars is like fucking way too long. So you're gonna need to have that little pit stop. And Mars, the moon is gonna be that pit stop. What you land on it, like, hey, boom, 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 get yourself together, get your fuel up, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
After that, you go fly off, head off to Mars, and we'll tax you guys for it. So, fucking moon coins or something. I don't know. what are we gonna hit us with? But it's not gonna be free of charge, man. Because
I don't think it has like anything to do like with money. Like if it has like let's say like the people on the moon, right? They're the one that put everything on the earth and shit. Like they're the one that make us possible, and they're just observing us. I don't think it's gonna come down to like, oh, well, they're gonna tax us on money, or whatever. I think it's gonna come down to like a different type of payment, which is like humans, like a human sacrificing. I think that will be like the payment because like let's say that they're like an alien species, right? And let's say like they can't get high off of anything, but besides like human fear or whatever. Like let's say that's like
I knew shit was about to get crazy. I knew it was about to get dark.
Like let's say like okay, like these alien guys, like they don't get off of nothing, but besides of like the adrenaline from human fear. So they're like, give up humans, like whatever you guys can give up, give those up, and then we'll let you guys chill on the moon or some shit like that. Because they already know, like let's say like they can't even like, how us, right? Us humans, I think we're like really special because we can take mushrooms and trip out and see like another reality. Let's say aliens, they take mushrooms, they don't see shit. Their brains won't let them. It's like created for them. It doesn't allow them to see shit like that. So actually, they're like jealous of us. You ever heard of that?
I thought of like, well, not thought of, but a lot of shit I've read about was like, it is like through science fiction shit I've read throughout time. Not so much with like with psychedelics and all that. My personal feeling, I always thought like aliens probably had like way better psychedelic shit, and that's why they're more advanced and they're more. And but it's like everybody was in on it, and that's why they're more. Hey, space travel. Meanwhile, we can't even fuck. We can barely get past the moon at this point. It's a planet, so I think it's like because if everybody was on the same page, it was like if everybody was really on this planet, like let's go to fucking Mars. Let's really get behind this shit. Leave all that bullshit behind. All this political shit, all this race shit. Let's really all come together as a species. Either we save this planet or we get the fuck off of it and go somewhere else. If everybody was like really pushing for this, we would have been past it. But I feel like aliens are like, they ain't worried about that surface level shit anymore. And I think the reason why too is because like a lot of aliens from other planets or throughout the universe, they all look the same. So can't be racist against something that looks like you. I mean, you can, but you know what I'm saying?
You're just all gray.
But you all gray, big eyes and shit, where I think we might be the only species right now that we got different races, you know what I'm saying?
Our species
that's so
unique.
different, and that's why all eyes is on us. I've heard about this a long time ago in a science fiction book, and it blew my fucking mind. I was like different race, colors, cultures, where other planets like they're all the same on that same shit.
Yeah.
Us, we're like, holy fuck, they can't understand. Like these people like fucking violent shit like that, and they can come together in the worst times, but fuck, like they can be just as cruel.
Imagine
and we are like
they're looking at us, right?
Yes.
They're looking at us fighting, like from above. They're like, wait, do they know they're all the same
Thing?
people?
Like,
why are they fighting like that?
And then the aliens be like, well, and because the aliens can't really seem to comprehend it, but to us, it's like we can't see past like humanity. We can only see like surface level shit, like race and color. Like which is why I think aliens like I said, they
know who started all that shit? I can't say it though.
Who?
I'll talk about it off show.
Okay, I want to hear this shit too. I'm curious now, but I've heard about this a long time ago. It's like that's the reason why like aliens on all they kind of see like humans like a cancer. Just kind of like fuck. They're so violent and shit, but they're always so interested because their differences. Because there's times even in this world where things will happen that's so fucked up, we can actually come together, see past differences. It's rare, but some people we can push past that. But for the most part, the fact that we even still here right now is a damn miracle for the most part to me. But it's just I would assume that other aliens who like got space travel and all this shit. When we think of aliens, we think they all look the same, not different colors, nothing. They said like they got blue eyes and
I saw a different type of aliens like on like my vision, like on the psychedelic trip.
Okay,
like my last one, I saw like how the aliens look. It looked like that lady from the. What's that movie with Bruce Willis?
Oh my God, The Fifth Element, the opera lady?
Fifth Element. Looked like the opera lady.
Damn,
looked just like that. And I felt like in my vision, like when I was tripping out, I felt like that was my my family. Because I felt like, oh, that's my family. Because I was like, damn, like I miss you guys. Because that's what I felt, right? I was like, dude, I miss you guys. I was like, why am I saying this? Right? It's so weird. It's almost like, okay, like I'm a part of them already. And I saw like the lady, the
The tentacle hair.
The tentacle hair. I was like, damn.
She can sing too, man.
I was like, what am I, like alien people and shit?
I don't know.
That was a crazy trip. It was a really crazy trip, man. I don't think it has anything to do with me like tripping like that. They just showed me something. It wasn't like, oh, I'm looking at the walls and the walls are fucking morphing.
Yeah,
this is like, all like my eyes was closed the whole time.
This is what you're seeing with your
it's like
2 eyes closed, 1 eye open.
Yeah,
type shit.
My third eye was open.
Yeah.
I saw it and I saw like the vision with like the aliens, and I don't know. Maybe I'm not even supposed to be telling you guys this shit, but this is like what I saw. I saw like some other shit that was like super deep, so deep. I don't even think I can tell you guys because one. It's like, if you guys believe me, right, you guys will not look at me the same.
Oh, God.
Or number two, 99%, you guys think I'm fucking crazy, which I think that's would be everybody. But if you really believe me, and if I really believe myself, I wouldn't even look at myself the same. It's that crazy.
I'm realizing, like, the past, since we did our last episode, and then now we do have some listeners who do listen to us and be like, I thought I was the only one that felt this way or something. I'm telling you, so we may be a small percentage, but we out here. So we out here, man.
Hey.
We all on that same wavelength, man.
I believe like there's a lot of people like that think like the way we think, or like want to look for answers. But here's me, like I'm not chasing for answers. I'm just experiencing like life right now.
Ask questions. Always ask questions. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because every time like I go into like a trip, right? I'm not going into a trip trying to find out like, oh, who the fuck I am and shit. They're showing me this shit like raw. Like I'm not asking for it. I'm seeing it. And then that's when I question like the reality. And I question my past. I question everything.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it's almost like human nature too, because he's even like, hey, where did I come from? Where am I going?
Of course, like as like humans, right? We can't advance unless we know where the fuck exactly where we came from. I think if we know exactly where we fucking came from and shit, we can like really advance like as human beings. Like not just like with technology, but advancing like everybody's like mental health.
Yeah, man.
Like everybody would fucking branch off and their brains would expand like I don't know. I can't explain it, but then you would see things so differently, and the earth would be so different. People would move different. Like when I say like move different, like do things like differently, like within like your work. Like you would do like the work that you want to do instead of like the work that they just pay me to do this. Like you would actually go out and do like what you're meant to do. Because I believe everybody has like a skill like that.
I mean, yeah, everybody's got some kind of skill set. You just gotta learn how to find it, or
that's the hard part. Trying to find out like what you really like where you fit in. That's so hard.
It's very difficult, man. It is very goddamn difficult. This shit got deep as fuck. This shit got real deep.
But yeah, that's the end of the hollow moon theory.
Good shit, man.
Like, do you think it's hollow though? Before we
yeah, I do.
Cut into like small news.
What's inside of it? I don't know, but I've thought it was hollow for like the longest. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I've heard of that story before, where it was like the echo shit, but I didn't know. I didn't know it was like the fucking the ass end of a spaceship that set it off. But yeah, I've heard of that echo shit before.
They dropped that shit that was just like gong, like a fucking church bell.
Damn. Okay.
It was on the recording. I meant to like get it so you guys can hear it. Like the actual recording. It sounds like a church bell.
Oh my god. Okay, really? I thought it was gonna be like some. Did we talk about we talked about before like how some planets like make noises like.
It's not like that.
Okay, that's all I was thinking. I was like, oh god.
It's like a church bell.
Okay. So.
Like gong.
And it goes on for like 14 hours.
Yeah, like fucking for half the day and shit. Jesus. It's so weird. All right, guys. So that's it for
good shit, man.
Hollow moon theory.
Good shit. I
liked it. It was a good shit. It was makes you to think like a little outside the box.
Yeah.
All right. So on small news. All right. So now you can easily download all CIA UFO documents to date. So on the Black Vault, you can fucking download all the PDF files from the CIA, which is like reports that dates all the way back to the 1980s. Which I think they're jipping us off, man. Because I know they had like reports all the way from the 40s about these UFO things.
Man, yeah.
Because like the 1980s, like you're not even getting the Roswell shit. Because that wasn't even in the 80s, was it?
No, hell no. Roswell was like
World War II type shit, right?
50s, I think. So it was like Cold War.
Yeah,
I think,
Roswell was old, so we're
It's like
not even getting like the
50s.
Roswell shit. They're giving us shit from like 1980 and up.
Man, I get you. They got shit from back like the Wild West, dude.
Yeah, so they're not giving us everything, man.
Nah, they give us like. I mean, the way the world is, and this is how I think. The way the world is, and the way people so easily panic over shit. To give them all this information about what's going on with UFOs, it might be a little too much for some people. Who like all right, for
Like
us,
still like today.
yeah, like for like as you, people like you and me and Billy Waters, if they would drop all this knowledge of us about UFOs and shit, I think we would be able to handle it better than most people. Most people probably be like questioning their whole reality. We'd be like, you and me would probably be like, yeah, we were waiting this whole time. What the fuck was taking y'all so long? Because we done went through every scenario in our brain about UFOs and shit. I think we would be able to consume that information better than most people. Most people, I think we make up like that little tiny percentage where most people be like, oh my God, is there not a God? And to give me fucking chaos.
That's
and
real.
I think it might be too much for people to handle. Like,
I think it's more the older generation, right?
oh
that
my
wouldn't
God.
be able to handle it.
If they were to find out, like, hey, you know what? You were created by, I don't know, a fucking alien race from a different galaxy. Man, it would be fucking chaos. I'm telling you, it would be so bad. That's why they gotta like, you know, that little salt man meme. Like, gotta sprinkle that little information, man.
I mean, but we're at like, you know, like nowadays, like you can't really like just sprinkle like that shit a little bit. Yo, Tenendo, man, you missed so much, dude. You missed like the whole show.
I hope this is not old. I'm not sure when he did this, but I just looked up.
Tenendo, you missed the whole fucking moon show.
Damn it.
We were out here doing cartwheels, backflips, triple axles.
Billy was asking about you. I was
Showing
like,
out.
We was like, we don't know where he's at.
We took a break. You're like, man, where's Tenendo? And then a tear rolled down in Chris' face, like
that
because they're like, hey, we're supposed to talk about that movie I watched. And
single tear.
But yeah, continue.
Damn, I forgot what I was talking about now. What was I talking about? Oh yeah.
ETs.
Yeah. So that was my thing on that. I just figured that we just maybe we ain't ready for a lot of shit. You know, maybe it might be it's too much, man. Because even now, with all the bullshit going on around the world right now, it's too much for us. And that's on a human scale. This is like this on Earth in itself, with human bullshit going on.
Yeah,
it's too much for us humans to deal with. Imagine outside of it. That is like, it might be like a fucking suicide cult coming, because there's been a lot of cults designed like what the fuck is it called? There's like two cults. One was, I think it was in America. And there was like a Japanese cult.
Triple K.
But they were like KKK.
You said one cult in America.
Yeah, one cult in America.
Okay.
And one in Japan. I can't remember. One was ran by a Japanese dude that tried to like
a Yakuza.
He looked like Jesus but Asian. Like the beard and shit. And
Jesus.
He convinced his cult to like release like sarin gas on Japanese like subway system and shit, kill like some people or whatever. But basically, these same two cults were like waiting for aliens to come down to visit, and then they will off themselves so they like could get on the mothership. So I think it's gonna be like I think it's gonna be a massive suicide if aliens show up. That's why they may be like, maybe we might want to keep this a secret because these cults exist. They're like, if they're here, yo, we're gonna go there.
You think they're on like the spaceship though?
No, hell no. They should just waited.
But that's so extreme. Like, why?
It is very extreme. I can remember the one.
How can like a normal sober person come up with a cult saying, "Hey, we're all gonna gas ourselves so we can go to the fucking mothership"? That's not even normal.
I think there's one cult, if I remember correctly, it might have been called like
That's not normal.
Children of Heaven. I'm trying to look at the name right now while I'm talking.
In Texas, right?
I can't remember his name. Goddamn stupid. No,
John Wilson.
No, it was like an old white dude that ran that shit. It's
Radical Wilson.
He's an old guy. I think there was an episode of Cowboy Bebop that actually did like a parody of it. One time it was a funny ass episode. Well, it's kind of funny, but it just kind of shows like how people can get wrapped up in cults. But basically it's like it's Heaven's Gate. Heaven's Gate. That's the name of the cult. It's this cult. I think that might have been one in Japan too, the same way. But there was like, hey, like, you know, when we off ourselves, because I think the one in America wound up doing like drinking Kool-Aid and shit, so poison. But it was all wearing like all white jumpsuit, white sneakers and shit, like all white.
That. That's clean.
And they took their poison, laid in bed, died. It was like
Yeah. I remember that.
Sleeping and shit.
Everybody, I saw the pictures and shit. Everybody's wearing Jordans.
Yeah, there's like in bunk beds and shit. It was like chilling. Like
I was like, that's dope as fuck. I'll die like that.
man, hell no. I'm not.
I'm just playing. I'm too cool for that.
Let's go, man.
Fuck that, dude. If I die, I'm gonna be fucking off a mountain.
But that's why I think
I'm gonna be. My death is gonna be on the top of the highest fucking mountain. Like if it was planned.
that's a horrible way to go.
But I know my death is not gonna be planned. It's gonna be random, like me sleeping tonight.
See, so that it is playing.
But I told you, right? Like if anything happened to me, you already know what to do.
Got you, man. I'm the messenger.
And then make sure you post everything like on my last Instagram post, so they know.
I'm gonna need your
Remember that.
I'm gonna need your password and shit. I don't know.
No, just post like the comments.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
If you don't do that, I'm gonna be really
I am.
mad.
I'm gonna do it. I'm just trying. My brain's just trying to think.
Just
Like,
think like, you can even say, "Oh, he told me to do this."
yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, so you don't look crazy.
I'm like, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna promote the show at the same time. Like, yo, watch episode 38 of our podcast.
Yeah,
get
but
the
you don't
last
have to pass it
message.
to that. But I'm gonna write
Shit.
everything down though.
I'll share it on social media. Like, listen to our episode last 38. Like,
Yeah,
episode
man,
38.
it's so weird, man. I feel like I'm gonna leave you guys, but I just don't know how.
And exactly at an hour and 38 minutes and 8 seconds.
It's so weird.
Don't.
dude.
I'm gonna take a break. I gotta piss. Hold on.
All right,
I'll
we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, we're back. Tedendo, where'd you go, man? You disappeared.
Sorry, man. I go
Damn,
pee.
he ran away, man.
I had to pee.
He ran away with the spoon.
Okay.
What else we got for small news?
You want to do like predictions and shit? Come on.
Yeah, we can do predictions, but let me do this one quick
Do
one.
you think? Yeah.
You ever heard the polar vortex?
Yes and no. It sounds familiar.
All right, so the polar vortex is like this super, super cold, wild winter that we're gonna have on the East Coast
I have heard of it. Yeah.
because of all the ice meltings in the northern poles or whatever and shit. So with all the climate change that's going on right now, predictions has it for like the East Coast of the United States,
Okay.
we're gonna suffer a severe winter.
Hey man,
Games of Thrones shit, that winter is upon us type shit.
winter is coming. Let's get it, man. Let's go, man.
Yeah, so
Oh, we get snow Monday too.
that's what I saw.
I saw that today. I was like, we're fucked in Atlanta. We are dead.
I hope that shit snows so fucking hard to where I can't even fucking leave my house.
Dude, if it snows, even if they think it's snowing, I'm not gonna work. They're gonna close everything down,
Yeah,
and they'll pay me for my fucking day. You better pay me. I don't control this.
exactly. They better pay me too, man, because, dude,
But like, so
if I can't leave the house, like, what? Is it my fault?
Yeah.
And then the company's like, what? Is it our fault?
she's like, what, man?
I was like, you guys already got fucking paid.
You guys are good, man. Shit.
Tendon says, did you watch that movie? Yes, I did.
Yes, Prometheus. He's seen it.
I watched Prometheus on HBO Max.
Did you like it?
I watched it. It was good, but it was
See, that's why I said
It wasn't that good, man. I don't know. You can't even compare it to Arrival. Like,
oh yes, that's what we talked about
when
last
Chris saying it was like trash, like I can understand why he said it.
week.
At first, I was like, I think Chris was like over exaggerating that it was trash.
The reason why I thought it was trash because the first thing I thought of in my brain last week, there's a scene towards the end of the movie where Charlize Theron, she's like the main lady or whatever, after her father gets killed, when his head gets ripped off and shit, or whatever.
Talking about the robot that got his head ripped off.
Oh, the robot, but then her father winds up dying too. The old guy,
the old guy.
when she's running away from that wheel ship.
Yeah.
She's
She got
running.
crushed.
I was like, why don't you run left or right? Like what? That's what. Like that threw me off the whole movie. I was like, what the fuck?
That was what you got pissed off?
That's what I thought about last week. That's why I was like, that movie's trash because that was the first thing I thought of.
It wasn't even that.
It wasn't that serious. That's what threw me off. Because we were talking about last week. It's like that movie's trash because she wouldn't run left or right. That's literally that's where it came from. I'm wrong. The movie is not that horrible.
It's not a bad movie, but for me, comparing it to Arrival is more
good,
solid. Like the story, everything is solid. Everything like you can
The dialogue.
and then you can almost compare it to like real life type shit. Like if this were to happen in real life, like you can be like, oh damn, like maybe that's how we were. I mean, that's the way we can communicate with aliens.
I even thought about like,
But this is more like it's super science fiction. Like it's so.
yeah, because it's a prequel to.
The dude was playing a flute like doo 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 doo. Or then he fucking opens up some shit. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
The only part for me, where I felt like, oh damn, they're on to something. It was almost like I was gonna pause the movie and tell Chris, this is not trash.
What stopped you?
The beginning of the movie, I saw like when they were explaining how they went to like all these different places on the earth, and everybody they drew like some shit that explains like the same star galaxy.
Yeah.
That every like ancient civilization, they're like, hey, that pointed out to the star galaxy, so they want to travel there. That part I think is real.
Okay, it was like all star mapping shit.
Yeah, the star map in the same place. That part I think is real
Really
because there's like what's his name, Bob Lazar. He was talking about the star galaxy, like it's called like something Erecta, some star galaxy where they say that the aliens came from that star galaxy and came and they planted ships on the Earth. And then they fuck with the people on the Earth, but they came from that star galaxy. Which, when I looked at it on the movie, I was like, I think they're talking about that one.
Yeah.
The Erecta, whatever the fucking star galaxy is called.
Because I think they want
And then they end up going to that place, like in the movie, which I thought that was super interesting. I was like, holy shit, they're going to find a whole civilization.
Yeah.
But then once they went there,
nada.
the whole story got super corny to me.
Talking about the chick and shit with
the chick, how they were mapping out like the place. I don't know, man. It got kind of corny, dude.
Tenono says, we got a Discord. Talk sometime soon! Exclamation point.
Yeah, we can talk in Discord.
No, I don't know, man.
It's not like
it's not the worst movie. I kind of like it better than.
It's not bad, but it's not good.
I kind of like it better than because you kind of see like the big swole white fucking dude.
Street Fighter character.
Yeah, he does for real. He does look like he does.
It's that one character off of Street Fighter. Yeah, Tenono knows.
So I guess like his race, they're supposed to be the gods of humans, technically, like the one that created us.
But the humans were the one that created him. That's why like he bowed down when he saw that her dad came, right? And then the dude he was alive, and then he bowed down to him. Because that was like his god.
This my creator type shit.
But then the AI guy, he fucking blew that shit up. Yeah. He said like blah, 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 blah. And he was like, oh, fuck that. This guy's a fraud. And that's when he fucked up everybody.
Tenono says, excuse me. Arrival says, Tenono says, Arrival had a lot of build up, but nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
It's real shit.
But you can base it on like real life shit. Like if that actually happened in real life.
It's like when you meet somebody. I even break it down to like the most basic level.
Arrival, when I watched it, I enjoyed it.
If it's good writing, I'll take that over any good action scene. I'm like,
it's so good, man.
That's why I be fucking with Tarantino heavy. I'm like,
I think Rotten Tomatoes like made that shit bad.
Probably.
Was it Ron on Rotten Tomatoes?
I don't think so. I think it might have got a pretty good score. I think it might have been. I think Prometheus might have got a shitty score. That might have got like compared to Arrival. I think Arrival maybe got a higher score. I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
I think Prometheus would have had a higher score because it's more like
the Hollywood
to like
the general. Because there was a lot of hype behind it too because there was rumors like, oh yeah, they're going to show you how this is like the prequel to like Aliens and Alien and to Alien and all that and.
Like I didn't remember that until like the end where that shit happened.
He burst on his chest.
I was like, oh, come on. That made it like extra corny for me.
It was his own standalone thing.
Because I forgot about that. You said it was a prequel to Aliens. Yeah. When I saw it, I was like, oh man.
Fuck.
Oh, this movie's so corny.
Yeah.
But it's a good.
I apologize.
I give it a 3.
I take back what I said. It's not a trash movie. I just had a flashback of last week when I thought of it. I was like, why didn't that bitch just run left to right? I love Charlize Theron. I was like, why? This big ass wheel is rolling and you running straight.
I wouldn't like use that scene to rate the movie.
No, I know. That's just the one scene that pissed me off the most. That was like damn it, man. It's not a bad movie.
For me, it's all right. It's an okay movie. It was good. I enjoyed it, but
I think
it wasn't like Arrival.
Yeah, I think I like Arrival a lot too because it's not even so much like you think about like contacting with UFOs. When I got done watching it, I broke it down to like where it's even so much like if you're trying to befriend somebody from another country, you get that language barrier, learn how to understand each other. Like it's
trying to break down that code.
And I think I might need to watch this movie again because this movie is like really good to me. But
I saw it twice, and then I was like, "Damn!" Like they really thought about
how they made this shit. I'm not gonna watch. I've only seen it once, but it was like it's one of the movies I watched one time and it sticks with me. I know it's like, is this one of them things? It's kind of like around the world, if you just stop and listen to each other and learn to understand each other on a deeper level, then maybe we can work together on some shit. And that's why I was like, that movie's deeper than just UFOs coming down. It's like, yo, learning to understand each other's language.
With people on the earth.
You gotta talk, people.
Fucking shit.
This movie's deep, man.
It's deeper than just aliens. It's like people on the earth trying to communicate.
But without being so heavy-handed, because if they just did it with like...
It's almost like talking to like somebody that's blind, and then they're fucking blind, and they came from fucking like Egypt.
What?
It's so hard to communicate, right?
This is like, but you got to start from somewhere. Like, hey, let's start from scratch. Like,
see, like how humans would do it nowadays. They would communicate through memes.
Yeah,
they would make a whole bunch of memes and shit.
You understand it
because memes is like a different way of
communication.
Communication,
where everybody's like, connected.
like, not just like saying what you mean to say, but showing it through like emotions. That's why memes right now is so powerful. Man. It's so powerful.
And you'll see memes, you be like, holy fuck, I thought I was the only one that went through this, but this thing's got like damn near 100,000 likes. And
fucking memes.
Yeah, like, I'm not the only one.
I thought memes was going to be like a fad that's going to come and go.
It's just here
but
to stay.
I think it's stuck like forever now.
It's here to stay.
And now we're going to fucking explain like our emotion through memes and shit.
I know they was talking about before, like, I saw something way back when they was talking about like with memes and all that. Like memes have always existed, always existed, keep people like, kind of like, oh, we're not like this too different, that different, or whatever. But now with the age of the internet, memes have evolved to like where it can be more widespread. Before it was just like the whole community here and there that was sharing memes with each other, but with the internet, it's like you're like, damn, sleep paralysis. Like that's because they showed one before it was like some demon was sitting on somebody's chest, and I was like reading the comments, and everybody's like, holy fuck, that's like me. And I'm like, I would click on these people, I'm like, oh yeah, they live in Cali, and then somebody's be like, fucking Australia. They're like, what the? Like they're all going through this. Like it's that connection, man.
Everybody's suffering through like sleep paralysis. I think like one of the reasons why is because a lot of people they're not getting enough sleep because
stress.
They're always looking at their phones before they go to sleep. So they're staying like 2 or 3 hours. They're still on their phones and shit, and they're wondering why the fuck they're not getting sleep, right? And then when they do actually go to sleep, they get sleep paralysis. Through like them being so fucking tired and shit. Because
it's no telling what kind of unhealthy shit they done ingested in their brain after they just turned it off. Like some bullshit, you know?
It's wild, man. What else we got for 2021 prediction? Do you guys in the chat get anything you guys predicted what happened in 2021?
Yes, we're gonna talk about predictions for 2021. All right, want me to go first?
Run it.
All right, I'm gonna throw this up there. I didn't put this list in any kind of order. I'm gonna just bounce off like from like the smallest, and then eventually I'm gonna get down to the greatest. Number one for me right now is we're gonna get like a lot more UFO sightings. I think it's gonna be a lot more common.
I believe that
because the shit that happened back in December, which I'm surprised we did not talk about yet. Well, I think we would have talked about it, but we had the episode last week that was like long as fuck, so we didn't really cover small news. But that blue object that fell out of the sky and went into the ocean off of the coast of Hawaii, that shit.
Yeah,
it looked like a blue string of spaghetti or some shit. I think
it went right into the ocean, right?
It was like just dropped down. It was like, oh, there it goes, and
that was like the beginning of like 2021.
This is like right before 2021, but like I didn't see it till like after the new year started. But
like you know what's crazy? Because that same day, this is when I had like my extreme like psychedelic trip. When the aliens, I don't know if they're aliens or whatever, they showed me like so much shit. And then when I was done after my trip, the first thing I did, I went on my phone, and the first article I looked at was that
the blue shit,
the blue Hawaiian alien aircraft. I was like, holy shit, they're here already.
Beep, beep.
Like I saw them like in my trip, but did they just came here already? So I was tripping out like that night.
And you're like, oh shit, there.
And then Bob, she texts. She's like, dude, you see this shit? You see this off of fucking Hawaii?
They're early.
I was like, they're here, man.
Man, oh man.
It's wild.
So that was one of my predictions. I think UFO, we got to get some weird shit this year, man. None of that monolith shit. That is going to be like the...
We've been getting a lot of like wild-ass UFO sightings.
It's been fucking crazier.
It's just like you're not really seeing it. I think like the one like a UFO sighting or the one that was recorded on video, like the one that I think is probably the best one ever.
I think I know what you're about to say.
No, I'm thinking of it. It's the one like you saw it off of the U.S. Navy coast where it's going through like Puerto Rico and shit. There's like a UFO that goes across the whole fucking air base.
Hell no, I ain't seen that one.
It's fucking crazy. It's probably like the best one I ever seen. Going through like the military base.
Yo, if you find that, send that shit to me. I haven't seen that one. All
Yeah, if you see it, you'd be like, "Holy shit! Why didn't they show this on the news?"
You know which one I thought you was gonna say?
Israeli?
No, the one in the hood.
Oh no,
But it was like, hey, look, they spraying apart. Like that shit. But come on, man. My people.
the one where they saw on the hood where the fucking alien spacecraft was fucking separating.
Splitting apart shit. Like,
Yeah, splitting and
I promise you, black folks don't know shit about computers. I promise you. They're not gonna do anything with that shit. That is like real, like,
that shit is pretty legit.
it's like, oh shit, they spraying out. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, this is so real. This is they are freaking. This is real emotion.
It's good, but the one why this one
I want
was
to see this
so,
one. I want to see this one now.
the why it's so good is because it was recorded by like government cameras and everything. Everything was documented like through like government like aircraft, government the towers. They all record this shit.
I wonder what they did with the reports because they got a report on that shit
Yeah,
too.
dude, wait till you see it. It's one of those things like I guess you just gotta wait till they show it on the news. But to me, I already believe that shit. You don't even have to show me on the news. I already saw all that shit. So it was crazy.
I was about to say send me the video. I said you before sending me the video, but
Yeah, wait till you see it. When you see it, be like, oh fuck.
well, I was about to say the way things are going, there might not be a video that when you send it to me, there might be no. Oh shit!
This is like one of the videos that they showed on like Tyler on Security Team.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like this shit might be gone.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
it
this shit
was like one
scrubbed.
of to me it was one of the most like realist like video UFO clips like you would ever see because it was captured on like a professional aircraft, U.S. military aircraft.
Yeah, they ain't gonna lie about that. Yeah, that's like
Yeah,
that's
they
real
got that shit. They
recordings.
got it locked on a radar, everything. It wasn't fake. It was locked on radar. Everything.
Was that the one where the pilot was flying it? Like,
No, it's
oh,
not the TikTok one. It's
Okay,
different.
gotcha.
It's
Okay,
on.
let's
It's
make
on.
sure.
It's on a military base. Did you see it going through the base?
Damn. Okay.
And it was crazy.
All right. Damn. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't see that one. That's
Stop,
like
dude.
to me, that's one of the most legit ones. Even like Joe Rogan, he can say that's the most legit one.
I don't know, man. I think it's like I what I started realizing this year, at least especially with like YouTube and the weird shit I follow. It wasn't until the day when I was trying to look, like I told you before, I was looking for the topic. I don't get that much strange shit no more. And then it dawned on me, I was like, when I was looking for Hollow Moon, I was like, what the fuck? It's like I'm not seeing any, like YouTube is a place where you can find anything strange or whatever the fuck ever on
But
it.
they're blocking all that shit.
I'm not getting, and that's why it dawned on me like security team and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh,
It's all gone. They're blocking all this weird shit now. Like you can't even look up weird shit on YouTube no more.
Also, I do have
Like
another.
you can't even say like, oh, I want to look at like reptile shit. It's all
Dunzo.
gone.
It's a
They
wrap.
fucking destroyed all this shit.
Now-
So like, what's happening now? Like the people that's posting all this weird shit now, they're posting up like their videos, right? Same videos. Like if you're talking about moon landings, the title will have nothing to do with the fucking moon.
No.
It will be like, oh, you guys prepare yourself to witness this. Like that was like the title.
This beautiful moon.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the moon. You click on it, it all has to do with like a moon, the hollow moon theory.
Man, I came across like Hollow Moon songs and Hollow Moon albums.
Damn,
me
fuck
off.
YouTube, fuck all this Google
Threw me
shit.
off, which I do have a theory for 20.
Oh, dude, they're trying to silence everybody, man. It's so crazy.
I do have another theory for 2021 predictions. I think there's gonna be a rise of a new social media and new platforms.
Twinkle 21.
What was that?
Twinkle 21. That's what I'm calling it now.
The new platform?
No, like 2021.
Twinkle 21.
It's going to be like so pretend that we're going to be calling it Twinkle 21.
Twinkle, twinkle. Let's get it.
No, Twinkle 21.
Twinkle?
Yeah.
Twinkle, yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star type shit?
Yeah, Twinkle 21.
Yeah.
Like it's pretend.
Pretend. It's fake. This is it. It's all fake shit.
Yeah, we're living fake
This is
world.
blocking it.
Yeah.
So that was my other thing. That was my other 2021 prediction. Is that with all this shit that's going on with like with Parler and shit, like that shit got put off of Apple.
Who's Parler?
Parler, sorry.
Parler.
Parler is like this right wing social media. I mean social media. It's right wing social media.
Like I don't get it. What's right wing and left wing? Like what's the right wing?
Okay,
Who
right
are those
wing
people?
is like very. It leans.
I know I sound stupid when I ask that, but I don't know.
No, it can be. I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah, teach me.
Let's do it, man. We'll take a swig of some juice right quick.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Tadeno says Pelosi's laptop got stolen in the riot. Oh yeah, they stole like a lot of shit.
I don't know about that either.
It's fucking
who the hell is
insane.
Pelosi?
Nancy Pelosi. She's a Democratic
Democrats
majority
like
leader
Biden.
now. She's about to be majority leader because Georgia just won the Senate last Wednesday. Yeah, last Wednesday, and so since we have most of the Senate, so I say we, like I'm Democrat. I'm actually independent, but since the Democrats have almost the majority of the Senate, also with basically it's like it's even in the Senate. If it ever comes down to a vote in the Senate, Kamala Harris, who is a Democrat, who will be vice president. If it ever comes down to like a split decision, she's gonna be that one that's gonna split the decision. And since she's Democrat, she's gonna lead Democrat. So basically, Democrats gonna run the Senate type shit or whatever. But anyways, Pelosi is the majority of the Senate. She's the majority senator leader now, which means she's gonna have like probably one of the powerful people in the country. Dare I say more powerful than fucking Biden? I would even put how like Mitch McConnell. I thought he was more powerful than Donald Trump type shit. Like he was a majority leader one time. But now he's gonna be the minority leader because they ain't got the numbers to beat out shit that's got to go through the Senate or whatever. So with Parler, I say with the left and right wing kind of leans more towards like conservative values, like strong Christianity values and whatnot, just like very strong religious. The right, yeah, very strong in Christian beliefs and.
Okay, so is the right the one that's pro on abortion?
No, they're not with abortion. That's
the left.
Yeah, that's the left. Left is pro with abortion. Like more, they're more pro with abortion. Like for example, like my
so the
mom,
left will be like Democratic.
Yes, that's the left is Democrat,
okay,
right is
okay.
Republican. Yeah, like for example, like my mom who is.
I know I sound so like.
No.
Right
Actually, that's like most people like are kind of like just really like up in the air about it. They just know like.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just lean in the direction of what they feel is right, but don't really know where politics goes with it. Yeah, the right just kind of leans more towards like with religion. Now, as far as marijuana goes, and this is something I'm going to say right now.
That's both sides, right? They're cool with that on both sides?
With the people are cool with both sides. Now, when it comes to actual politicians that want to get past Republicans that are with the religious and stuff like that, really don't want that shit to go down. Democrats are more lenient with like psychedelic stuff, all that shit. They want to get past. They're more lenient on that than what the right wants with. Yeah, which is why like I lean towards the left. Actually, I go further left than even.
So the left is like Democratic,
yes. I go further left than.
And they lean towards psychedelics.
And they're more lenient like with marijuana, like legalization.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's that side.
I did not know that.
The right is more like no because.
You could lie to me.
Swear to God, the right's like devil lettuce type shit. Still, that's like for example, perfect example.
Yeah.
That's like for example, like
I did not know that. Dude.
That's like for example, like Jeff Sessions. She was like
learning.
That's like with Jeff Sessions. She was a part of Trump's administration. This guy hates fucking marijuana, right? Can't stand marijuana, and he used to back up the KKK a lot back in the day. He used to be like, "Yeah, KKK. I don't think they're bad people." But then he found out like, yeah, the Ku Klux Klan members and people within the Ku Klux Klan smoke marijuana, and he denounced them. He's like, "I don't like the KKK no more. They like marijuana." I'm like, so that was your breaking point, not the fact that they was fucking terrorists. Your breaking point was marijuana.
Let's say like you you accept like some shit off of like the left side, but you accept shit off of the other side.
That's something.
So where does that put you?
I guess it'd be like a moderate. Like for example, like my mom, she leans left on a lot of stuff, but she's also conservative on some values. Like my mom,
see, that's where it gets.
That's what it's like.
It gets confusing. That's when you like. Then it gets like I don't know, man.
Yeah, because like my mom leans left, like Democratic wise for most things. She conservative on things, say like abortion. My mom doesn't agree with abortion, but at the same time, my mom is like, but that's not my choice to make for somebody else. That's somebody else's like who. That's the female's like the female and whoever the guy she had like the baby with or whatever. That's their business. But my mom does not agree with abortion, but only for her. She can't expect her values to be pushed on anybody else. So my mom's kind of like, I'm conservative on this, but I don't expect everybody else. Not everybody else to live this life as I have or should believe in I have because everybody's problems are different. I don't know anybody's situation, so that's their choice to make if they want to have abortion. So she's kind of like left leaning on that abortion. Don't agree with it at all, but she's like, that's not. I'm not that. That's for me though to believe, not anybody else. So it's that type of thing. So it's just like like moderate or something like that. Someone like this kind of like down the middle type thing. You kind of go both ways with it.
It's so messy. Like, do you
it's
ever
very
think
fucking
like
messy.
There will be a day where it's just one?
Hell no. Hell the fuck no.
So so forever humans are gonna be separated.
Yes, I think the only straight up it's always gonna be division because I think for the
Why
most
though?
because some people like that shit because like most people like this shit as much as they like watching a sport. It's like how you and I watch boxing.
Right.
We love going for somebody who's gonna beat the other person. A lot of people take it to the extreme
love
where
boxing.
like a lot of people or even with like UFC or any kind of sport.
I love UFC.
A lot of people will take it to the next extreme where it comes down to politics. Whereas like they see it more of as a sport and hey, it's us versus them, and then I kind of like I think almost everybody's wrong in a lot of ways, but I think one's a little bit more wrong than the other. But it's kind of like nobody's perfect in this situation, and you got too many people that's leaning to one side and not willing to look at their side of belief and willing to criticize it enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you lean to the left or lean to the right in politics, there's not enough people who's willing to criticize their side of their belief because everybody's side's got a fault. Like nobody just is willing to admit it. You know, of the problem.
What about the people in the middle?
People in the middle are just kind of like the right defense, I guess, for the most part, and they're kind of like, oh yeah, eventually over time, especially with politicians, like for example, fucking Joe Biden, he's a Democrat, but over time, and I don't know how this year's gonna go with him. He's probably gonna have to start leaning a little bit left in a lot of his policies, like marijuana, like legalization, all this other shit, because
I thought that's the side for him though.
Here's the thing though, Joe Biden is actually like low key Republican. He's like okay back in the day,
he's a low key Republican.
So
he's not even cool with that shit.
I can say Republican. He's actually conservative. Back in the day, like Republicans used to be left leaning people. They were liberals. That's what liberals are, left leaning people. And then at one time, conservatives were Democrats. Over time, doing some weird shit through like the 60s and 70s, party lines wound up flipping, right? It's kind of like the Southern, it was like doing the Southern strategy. Back then, Democrats were actually had a Republican like values of like fucking devil's lettuce, fuck all this other shit, fuck gay marriage, all this other stuff. That's the era where Joe Biden comes from. They were called Dixiecrats. As time went on, sides flipped. He still has the name of Democrat, still has the values of the old school Democrats, though, because sides are gonna flip now. So he still carries the name and whatnot. And so there's a lot of things where he's not down for marijuana legalization. I'm like, which is right leaning policy, because at least when it comes to politics, when it comes to politicians, across the board, people like you and me that want to vote want these legalizations to happen. The thing is, though, it's not going to happen if you have these politicians that are going to go against it. So I'm like, if you're for legalization of marijuana, psychedelics, or more pushing like at least for the study of it.
I think the most dangerous one would be psychedelics.
The legalization?
Yeah.
I think so too, but it's got to be like, it's got to be doctor mandated. It's got to be prescribed. It can't be like
I think psychedelics is too
much.
It might be a little too much for people. It's not like weed. You can smoke weed, get high, whatever.
Go to work, drive shit.
Psychedelics is different. That shit alters your state of mind.
You might lose your job off that shit. Like, cause you might wake up late, like, oh shit.
Like not just lose your job, but
not so much lose your job.
It's too powerful.
It's too much.
It's really I don't think you can ever control like psychedelics like that. That's why I think like I don't know if psychedelics could ever be legal everywhere. It's too powerful.
It's too much, and at the same time, it's like.
But if everybody was educated on it, I could understand like this thing being like a legal thing like, throughout like the whole the United States and shit. Mm-hmm. But if nobody's like educated on this, like I don't agree on it being like super legal for everybody to try it because it's wild, dude. It's like you really gotta be like really responsible before you try like shit like psychedelics because it's like a whole another like altering mind type shit. It's not like okay, you drink, you get drunk, you get fucked up. You smoke weed, you get high or whatever. Psychedelics is different. You take psychedelics, you fucking change your perception of everything. Everything is fucked up. It's scary.
It's some next level shit. Like where weed is kind of like. Some people even want to clean up their apartment after smoking weed. I don't fucking know how, but me, I'm just kind of
maybe their weed is fucking laced with like some meth.
But some people just want to do shit or just rest, chill, eat, whatever. Psychedelics are just on this whole thing of like.
Psychedelics is more you gotta baby that shit.
Me, I'm like I need to close my eyes for a second. Like I don't want. It makes me tired of shit. I feel like this drowsiness come over me. I'm like, all right, nap time. And then
if you're educated like on psychedelics, then it will be okay. I would understand like, okay, this thing would be illegal. Like if everybody was educated on this shit, then it would be like a cool thing for anybody to try.
I think
because it's so mind altering. Yeah. It's not like fucking drinking alcohol and shit. It's completely different. Especially like if you're really hitting that shit. If you're hitting that shit right, like if you're eating like the right shrooms, listening to the right music, it hits super hard.
I think the biggest problem,
and it's so mind altering. My bad.
I was thinking I think the biggest problem might be with it all though is that the unknown of it. You know, it's like you can't respect nothing that you don't know nothing about.
Exactly.
If you know,
so hard.
If you actually stop and like this goes with everything across the board in life. The less you know about it, the more fear you have of it. So, but once you learn about it, though, that's when you like, okay, like I get it. Like we don't like on the same wavelength. I want to know more.
Let them know.
Then you just get on it, man.
Get on it.
Like just don't worry about what everybody else tells you about it. Just like people lie loud all the time, and a lot of people that try to give you like advice on shit have never even gone on that path either. They just tell you what they heard too. Because that's when you gotta make your own choice and.
That's the realest shit I ever heard.
No, figure that shit out for yourself, man. Don't let anybody try to tell you how this game works or how. There's a lot of people who have mental health issues, and people tell you to go to church. That shit don't work for everybody. That shit doesn't. No, that shit might work for some, but no, find your own way. Figure out if it's psychedelics, go with it, man. That's what I'm with anyway.
That might be the answer.
This feels like something, anything. Because if anything, I've learned alcohol is the most destructive shit I've ever experienced in my life. I've made some horrible decisions on alcohol. You know what I've done on shrooms? Close my eyes. That's the most destructive shit I've done. And travel the universe. That's the most wildest shit I've done.
And it felt good, right?
I woke up and was like, damn, why am I back in this dirty ass apartment? This place looks brown. Everything's brown to me. Like
psychedelics is so different from like smoking like marijuana.
Yeah.
Like it takes you on like this other different trip, this journey that you would never even imagine in your own lifetime. You will see things that you would never even think to imagine. That's why like I respect psychedelics like so much. That's why like when I eat it, dude, I like pray to the gods. I'm like, dude, let me get a good trip. I get this fucking good, great ass trip. And I'm seeing like my trip is so fucking profound. It's almost like it's like building like my life, like structure form. Mm-hmm. Like it's showing me like patterns like, hey, take this road, take that road. This is like the way you should live your life. It's almost like they're telling me like the best way to live your life. But then like I caught all this through like a psychedelic trip, which I believe like it's showing me like the light, and I believe like other people, they can see all this shit through. Like they can see all the shit that I saw, like just through like one big psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude. Where does this motivation music come from?
I don't know, but it was good for the moment, man. That should be, but I don't know. That was good shit.
It's wild, man.
I like that.
I think psychedelics like really changed my life. It's
for the good.
Like anybody, like I mean, I don't blame them. They're saying, "Oh, it's so hard to believe," whatever. But like I done over 30 trips. Over 30 trips, and the last 5 trips was like the most profound trips.
You found that little...
Yeah, like I really figured it out. It took me over 30 trips to figure that shit out, and I figured it out. I was like, holy shit, this is how you do it.
Go, man.
And now I'm like, damn, I want to help people. Like, I'm telling you all these things, like the methods I'm doing.
Psychedelic therapy.
I want to help people, man. I want to show them this shit, especially like people that's like struggling with shit.
I would say like this would be the best option to choose than what the government peddles out. The government's like horrible drug dealers. They'll get you strung out on shit, and then then you end up in jail, and then you just stuck in the system for life. Like
they don't want really anybody to like get over like their hump and shit.
No, hell no.
They just want to hold them tight.
No, they want people to be like, give me, help me. That's what they really want.
Yeah.
They don't want you to think outside the box, man.
What else we got on small news prediction for 2021?
I think the rest of this year is gonna be civil unrest, like we experienced last week with the riots. I think it's gonna be a lot more bullshit. I think social media is about to hit a fucking like I said before. I think social media is about to hit a pivotal point. I think new platforms are gonna start evolving to where it's gonna be like there's gonna be new terms and agreements on whatever site that you want to go to. Because Facebook and Twitter and all this other stuff has already been compromised at a point. So I think when they start creating new social media shit, I'm hoping we can go back to the days of motherfucking MySpace type shit. Like this is let's go back to some chill shit, man. Facebook is messy as fuck, especially this last week. I was involved in a lot of fucking beefs on that shit.
Damn.
It's just we was going to war on that shit.
I want to hear about that.
It's a lot, later, man. Though. It's a lot, man. It was just fucking messy. My last theory, I think, is gonna be for 2021. I think on some real shit. I've been saying this for the longest. I think the whole Joe Biden presidency is a scam.
Like, what do you mean?
This shit wasn't for him. They weren't running. This presidency was not for him. This presidency was for Kamala Harris. I think she's gonna become president this year.
So, like, is he gonna die or something?
I think he's gonna have to step down. Maybe for 25th Amendment. Like he's got to step down. He
broke his ankle.
Like or dementia might be slipping in, and then he can't like on a mental level or anything like that. He can't hold the position of being president.
He can't take orders.
Can't do shit. Can't do a damn thing. Can't take orders from the.
You order a Whopper?
Nope.
I order a steak. What the fuck is a Whopper?
And he's sitting in like the Burger King drive-thru. I ordered a steak. So I do think that this is my conspiracy.
I can see that.
This whole shit's always been for Kamala Harris. I think they're trying to I think low key they're trying to create like a new Obama 2.0 but with a female. That's my conspiracy on that. I think they because Biden's kind of like I think we're hitting some new areas of like
is that a good thing or a bad thing? We'll find out, right?
God, I don't even like Kamala Harris too. She has a horrible record. So I'm saying right now it's gonna be a bad thing because I think they're gonna wind up using like, hey, she's a person of color, vote for him. But ignore their past and their policies and their track record as being a politician. Focus on what you see as a person, a female who's of color, but forget the fact that she's done some horrible shit in the past. Like that, I think it's gonna be that type of shit. That. It's turned into like a fucking, I don't know, like some kind of like fucking American Idol, like fucking high school king and queen prom shit. It's like, like let's focus on like the surface level shit, not like the damage they could really do based off their record, which she's got a horrible record. I think this whole setup was because in America, as we are right now, it still has racist issues, and I still think it has like a lot of issues with gender as far as it comes with females. So you have a female of color running for president. If she would have won a primary and run against Trump as a female of color, she wouldn't have won. I shit you not. So you gotta get like the typical old white guy to run that shit to kind of like catapult her to the front. He gets in there, boom, I'm president. My heart. Step down. She becomes president after that. And it's kind of like set up like the new Obama era. Because Obama, and I think what she's gonna do too, is lean a lot towards Wall Street and shit. Bailing them out when they fuck up, leading towards big corporations, which is what Obama did as well too. But they just want you to focus on them being black or whatever, that color. So don't worry about the shit they do behind the scenes. Just look at them and the charismatic and all this other stuff. They make you laugh. P likes basketball. She likes this or whatever. She listens to hip hop. I don't give a fuck if she like fucking moon people music. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what she listens to. Like, what are her policies? Like, that's what I lean towards a lot, man. So I think this is gonna be like the era of like a huge like.
So it's gonna be really messy, like for 2021.
Fucking, I think it's gonna be messy because I think it's gonna be worse than 2020. I think it's gonna be worse than 2020.
You know what?
I didn't want to say it.
You know what I think is gonna happen in 2021?
What's up?
World War III.
Man, for real?
It's gonna be the end, dude.
Well, okay, so if it's gonna be World War III, who is it going to be against? Is it us?
The world against everybody.
I think it's gonna just be like everybody just fighting.
Wait, who's the world?
America.
But you know what's crazy?
America's the world?
If we do go in like a war, right, with the world,
Who they fighting against?
you know, the U.S. will have the upper hand because they have bases everywhere.
Yeah.
So they would light everybody up.
And that's why I think if there's a World War III,
Holy shit.
I think
But
everybody.
I think Russia would be like the one with like the big guns and shit.
Yeah, they got that. You ever heard that nuclear bomb they got?
Yeah.
The quasar bomb shit?
Quasar bomb?
Yeah, they got that shit. It's like the nastiest shit on the planet.
Fuck.
But they got that shit. Got that shit tucked. Got that shit tucked.
Dude. They're gonna kill everybody.
I watched enough like YouTube videos to figure out where I'm gonna move to.
So
if we go at it, I'm going to South America. That's the only place. That's the only place I won't get nuke. People, listen to me.
no,
Actually, don't
when
go.
you're trying to fly off, right? I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna catch you.
Why?
I'm gonna grab you by the ankle. You're not gonna go nowhere, dude. You're like, where you flying? South Africa? Nope.
I'm not even going there.
You're gonna die here with me
Why would you take us
on
out?
American soil.
I'm going to Colombia.
You're
or
not
some
going
shit.
nowhere. I'm gonna fucking grab you, dude. You're not even gonna. Dude, you're not even go past security. I'm gonna grab you.
Why are you trying to get us wiped out? Why can't you just go with me? Why can't you survive together?
It's either you die by yourself or you die with me.
Why don't we just go together? Why we gotta stay here?
No, we're gonna
It's not
die
an
here.
option.
We're gonna die here with family.
Like we can go together. I'll be like, look, security. Like I'll go back. I'll pay for his plane ticket. What we still in the pandemic? How much is the ticket gonna cost? $19. I'm like, Billy, I got you. We ain't gotta do this, man.
No, we're gonna die together.
You don't have to stay here.
No, we're not gonna die on a foreign island. Fuck
No,
that.
we're gonna start an island. We're going to another. We're doing a cartel. We
Grab that fucking ankle.
Why is it gonna end like this?
You ever heard like Israeli porn?
No. Maybe I don't know.
Israeli porn is crazy because you know how
animals?
like they cover up like the women, right? Mm-hmm. They cover up the whole body, whatever, the eyes and shit. Mm-hmm. So now like their porn over there is just ankle porn.
Yeah, I think
So
Key and Peele had a sketch about that.
Yeah, they get off like fucking ankles and shit.
Yeah, you ever seen Key and Peele?
No,
It's a comedy show. Well, it used to be a Comedy Central, but it'd be like these two Arab dudes. They'd be like they would be look like an Arab dudes. Look at the eyebrows and shit, and the hair like comb like this and shit with the part. And they'd be like in a gym, and they'll see like white women walk around like wearing shorts. They're like, ooh, look at them ankle cleavage. Dude, look at them ankle cleavage. Oh my god,
that's real.
They big on that shit, dude.
Yeah, that's real.
I mean, I don't know if it's. I know Key and Peele was on that shit. I can't speak with the rest of the country, but because ooh, look at them ankles. Ooh, the how ample it is. They be all on it, man.
They get on those ankles, man.
Cause she's the Bob. Oh, look at them ankles, the ankle cleavage. Or they be talking about legs and shit. Like, damn.
What else you got for 2021 predictions?
That was it for my list, man. I don't know if you got anything.
Okay, my other one is the polar vortex, like the winter that's gonna fuck up everything.
Yeah.
So the winter that's gonna fuck up the whole East Coast and shit. Like we're gonna experience like a winter that's not a wonderland. We're gonna be fucked up for a while because of the polar vortex, which is like because of what's that shit? Gretchen.
Who? This was like cold air coming through.
No. What's that shit? The shit with Gretchen.
Like a hurricane, or
No.
I'm trying to think. Cause I know we had a polar vortex last year where we got like fucking crazy.
Yeah, but this one is different. It's wild.
Supposed to be a big one.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a big one. Like for the East Coast, even Europe is gonna be affected and shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
He says is it called Gretchen? Or you trying to think of something?
No, Gretchen's like the girl. But no, it's like a polar vortex. It's gonna fuck up the whole East Coast, and we're gonna be like really affected, like hardcore ice storms.
Damn, that's supposed to be early this. Is it? You expecting
Yeah,
it?
it's like some day after tomorrow type shit.
Oof. We're gonna need some days off from work from
It's
that.
gonna happen. I mean, like we look at like our weather, like today, like they're saying like on Monday it's gonna be snowing out here in Atlanta. So that might be like just the beginning of that shit.
Day one.
So we might be like fucked up later. I don't know. Maybe we can't even do an episode next week.
Fingers crossed.
We
man.
are gonna do an episode next week because
I need to set up a Discord too, just in case like shit like
just
this
like
happens.
no days off.
Because what if it's so bad like it shuts down the state for a week?
I mean, if the internet works, we have to do it through Discord.
Oh, my shit's gonna fucking collapse on my side of town. The wind blows on my side of town. Boom. Like, my
No
shit's
power.
like boom. She's like it's like shut down the whole block.
It's a good episode, right?
Yeah,
We did a lot. Everybody came like kind of late and shit, but
guys.
if you guys were here in the beginning, we did like the Hollow Moon theory. You guys can catch the episode back on iTunes. It's gonna be up on iTunes tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be on YouTube tomorrow. So you guys can go back and check the whole episode out tomorrow.
It's good shit. I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, tomorrow we'll catch you guys next week.
Was it Maleficent? Sorry. What does it say?
Just start over. We can't start over.
Actually, I gotta take a shit too. So
Chris gotta take a shit.
my shit's backed up.
All right, so we'll catch everybody next week on Tuesday. Hopefully, we don't get snowed in or nothing wild and shit.
We'll let you know.
We'll try to catch you guys next week on Tuesday, same time, same place, 6 p.m. Eastern. Peace out. Adios.
Love you guys. See ya.
Adios.